Welcome to The Pulse, where we delve deep into the issues and ideas that are shaping the future of education. I'm your host, Rick Surrency, Superintendent of the Putnam County School District, and each week we'll be talking to teachers, administrators, and other experts in the field about the latest trends, best practices, and most pressing concerns in education. Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or just someone who cares about education, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the pulse. Well, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Rick Surrency. I'm the superintendent of the Putnam County School District, and I am very honored today to have the top scholar for Putnam County School District right here sitting next to me, and that is Maddie. Maddie, welcome.
Hi.
And Maddie, introduce yourself and maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, and we're going to talk about all things Maddie today, and we want to share your successes and maybe what your future looks like. And I know there may be some students out there that might take some, something positive from what you're saying today, and really maybe try to follow in some of the things you're doing. So Maddie, give us kind of your quick story.
Well, I'm Madeline Hodge, and I'm a senior at Palatka Junior Senior High School. And I went through the collegiate program throughout high school, so I just earned my AA degree.
Congratulations. And you went and that's through St. John's River State College.
Yes, sir.
So how'd that go? Was that pretty tough taking those college level classes? And you started as a freshman, right?
Yes, sir. It got pretty tough definitely this year was really hard because I was full-time at the college, just trying to finish it out. And
your senior year, by the way, you're actually at the college, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, from your 9th through 11th grade, you're actually taking those courses at Palatka High School, Palatka Junior Senior High.
9th and 10th, I took them out the high school, and then 11th, I had 2 classes at the college. So.
Gotcha. So for students that might be considering being part of the collegiate program, we found that for several years. So what are some things they might need to prepare themselves to do that? I mean, it's a little more rigorous, I think, than your normal high school courses. So what are some things you might suggest?
Definitely prepare yourself for the harder workloads. You're going to be studying a lot, doing a lot of extra work than your classmates are. So
you really kind of have to have that inner drive. You can't wait on somebody to say you need to do your homework. It's something that you have to be driven to do. And the college level work, I assume, is a little more advanced than, you have to do a lot of writing and that type of thing, and citing your references and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty normal stuff for you in college, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I know that the thing that really helps you to stand out from your classmates is that you were selected as a top scholar, and we had a number of them this year, but you were selected as the outstanding top scholar for the school year 24-25. So congratulations, and I was there. I remember your name being called and got to pose in a picture with you and all that kind of stuff. So tell me what that means to you.
It means so much to me because I didn't even know that I was close to the top. After hearing everyone else's achievements, I was very surprised whenever I got my award.
So when you heard your name called, that was like a shock?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. And I know that they look at grade point average, they look at your community service hours and some other leadership positions and all. Talk to us about those 3 things: your grade point average, your community service hours, and some of your involvement in extracurricular and clubs and that type of thing, if you would.
Yes, sir. I have a 4.8 GPA, I think it is now, because it went up just a little bit ago after I got my transcripts in and everything. And community service, I have over 210 community service hours.
What are some things you did as far as the community service? Was that in different places?
So I had volunteered at the STEM camps that they do every summer. I got a lot of my community service hours from those camps. And I'm also involved in National Honor Society. I'm the vice president. So I did got more from that club. And then I'm the president of Interact Club. I did a lot of community service this year with them.
I bet. In the Interact, just in case you're not aware, I think the Interact is kind of like connected with, is it Kiwanis or
Rotary?
Rotary, yeah, thank you. And so you do a lot of community work, helping people and that type of thing, just like Rotary does. So
Yes, sir.
that's great. That's great. What about some of you mentioned the organizations that you hold offices in. What are some other things you do? I know you're involved in athletics too, right?
I've been on cheer, the Sideline Cheer team for 4 years now. Just my senior year, I got co-captain, which was really exciting.
That's great. That's awesome.
And then I was also a part of the brand new competitive cheer team that they just started this year. We ended up going to states, actually, for the very first year of having.
That is amazing. Because
Yes,
I've been to some of those cheer competitions, and it's pretty tough. Now this is, do y'all do the tumbling or the big gymnastics move?
We're a non-tumbling team.
Non-tumbling team, okay. My granddaughter is in competitive cheer at the Interlaken Junior Senior High, so I'm somewhat familiar with some of the terminology there. So what are some other things you're involved in besides that?
I've also done tennis for the last 3 years.
In clubs, what are some other clubs? You mentioned Interact and some of the others.
Interact, National Honor Society, Beta, I was a part of whenever that was still a thing. HOSA.
That's Health Occupations.
Yes,
right.
sir. Phi Theta Kappa at the college. National Society of High School Scholars.
She's got so many. She needs to just have a list here in front of her, don't she?
I should have brought one.
That's okay. Well, you know, the thing I think about as you're listing all these different activities and all the time you take to study, it really does take a lot of time management, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Talk about how you manage your time and all to keep that 4.8 grade point average and how you participate in all the stuff that you do. How do you do it all?
Well, it got a little easier this year because even though I was taking harder classes, my classes were over with at 12 o'clock. So I could go home, do homework, and then I worked on Tuesday and Thursdays every day because that was the days that I didn't have class.
Oh, you actually worked
Yes,
in
sir.
a job?
Yes, sir.
Holy cow. So you're also working too. So where'd you work at?
William Revels Farm.
Very good. What kind of work did you do there?
I'm the administrative assistant.
Oh, wow. So you're getting a lot of that experience too.
Yes, sir.
That's great. So talk to us about your future plans. And I know we talked a little bit before we came on the air, but talk about the college of your choice and what your career looks like after that.
I plan on going to the University of Florida to pursue my doctorate of occupational therapy. And afterwards, I plan on coming back to Putnam County to work in either a clinical or hospital setting. I'm not really sure yet.
That's great. Why Florida? Why did Florida have a particular program that you liked, or?
They did. They're the only public college in Florida because I wanted to stay in Florida. But they're the only public college in Florida that has my program that I want.
That's great. And I know of some private ones too, but going to a
Yes,
public
sir.
college, little break on the tuition and that type of thing. And I assume you're going to be living over there in a dorm or an apartment?
I haven't yet decided.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards the apartment, but I think the first few months I'll probably try and commute to see how that is.
And that's not too bad. Just right down Highway 20 and all that. So.
Yes, sir.
Well, so you mentioned about once you get your doctorate, maybe coming back and serving in what does that look like? I mean, you talking about opening up your own office or working with someone first, or what does that look like?
I'll probably work with someone first to get my experience. I don't know. I've talked about opening up my own office, but there's just been so many, it's gotten so competitive with opening up your own OT and PT clinics in Putnam County. I feel like I don't know yet.
Yeah, and there is a lot of healthcare, offices and all that here in Putnam County, much more than we used to have. So tell me why you chose that field. What is it about that particular field that interests you?
I chose that field because my siblings, so they were both born with cerebral palsy, premature, and they had a lot of problems growing up. It wasn't easy for them. So they would go to occupational therapy a lot, and I would go with them and just see what they were doing there. And then we would go home, and I was maybe 10 helping my sister with stretches to strengthen her hand strength. So that just kind of led me towards
That's
it.
very cool. And, I really admire that because one of my granddaughters has a handicapping condition.
Yes, sir.
And my oldest granddaughter, who's her sister, actually is going into nursing for the same reason you mentioned, because she's worked with my youngest granddaughter. And to me, that's really neat because you develop that sensitivity and those skills in working with those who need extra care. And to me, what a story that you tell, that really working with your siblings. And I've met both your siblings, and
Yes, sir.
how inspirational is that? And that really gives you that drive and that passion to help other people. So I'm so very proud of you. So let me ask you one more question, because we're always hoping that other students are watching this. And what might be some advice that you might give to an underclassman that's coming up? And I know they're facing a lot of challenges, and we see it every day, but what's probably a couple things you might recommend to an underclassman to be successful, not only in high school, but as they get prepared to go into college? So just from your point of view, what would you suggest?
I would recommend just to always try your hardest, no matter how tough school gets or life. Just keep going, because it'll always go.
It'll turn out. You just keep plugging away, and it's all a journey, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And your whole story is so inspirational. And just being the top scholar gives you a platform. It really does. And I think people out there want to see, you know what, Maddie has done something that a lot of students her age have not done. And I think I applaud you, and I so much respect you, because I think you are so beyond your years in your maturity and your work ethic and all. And I can't wait till you come back and serve in Putnam County. By that time, I'm probably going to need to come to you to get some therapy myself. So, if not before. So, Maddie, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I hope you come back. Maybe you come back from school. Let us know how it's going at the University of Florida. And I think I mentioned I'm a graduate of the University of Florida, but way back in the Stone Age, as we say. So, go Gators. Thank you, Maddie, and we'll see you later on our next podcast.